Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honourable friend mentions the sophisticated and robust systems for upholding standards in public life, but those systems are, on the whole, irrelevant if the participants have no regard for them. The question that faces the government, and I would suggest my honourable and right honourable friends sat on the front bench, and I notice a greater degree of propensity of government whips rather than other ministers at this time, is for them to consider what they are being asked to say in public, which changes seemingly by the hour. And I would ask them to consider, Mr. Speaker, the common sense of decency that I know the vast, vast majority of them have, and ask themselves if they can any longer tolerate being part of a government which, for better or worse, is widely regarded as having lost its sense of direction. It is for them to consider their positions. This is not a question of systems. It is a question of political judgment, and that political judgment cannot be delegated.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister rightly pointed out in his introductory remarks that the 7 principles, the 7 Nolan principles of integrity in public life, underpin all the way through the ministerial code. But it is clear from Lord MacDonald's letter today that number 10 have not been honest in what they have said. That is what Lord MacDonald says in terms. One of the 7 Nolan principles is honesty. Number 10 was previously accused without rebuttal of lacking leadership by Sue Gray in her report over what went on over Partygate. How many more of the 7 principles are they going to have to breach before my honourable friend will stand up and say enough is enough?
The Government Whip's office is meant to be the office that organises getting the government's business done.
Royal Prize.
Mr. Speaker, I've listened to my honourable friend very carefully, and I hear what he says about natural justice, but the truth of the matter is that the Government Whip's office is meant to be the office that organises getting the government's business done. That involves providing a safe space for discussions about policy issues where there are differences, and safe space for welfare. Now, notwithstanding what he said about natural justice, the very whiff of rumours and historic incidents that Simon MacDonald's referred to in his letter today should have been enough to tell the Prime Minister that that appointment was unwise, and he could have made use of the honourable gentleman's talents in a different department, as he had done previously. But that aside, we are in a real problem here that we've had a succession of, I think we're now on a half a dozen different variations of degrees of honesty with which the knowledge of these events has been addressed by number 10. Can I just say to my honourable friend, I'm very fond of him. I think he has a really sticky wicket to do today. But really, the way we move on from this is having a complete reset of standards, a complete reboot of the ministerial code, and could I ask him what he intends to do to really convey to this House that the provisions of the ministerial code are taken seriously by this government?
What he said is that the Prime Minister knew of the allegation in 2019. He said that discomfort was caused, and he said that the Right Honourable Member for Tamworth apologised. The letter from Lord MacDonald says, and I quote, "In substance, the allegations at that time were similar to those made about bad behaviour at the Carlton Club. The allegations as reported from the time at the Carlton Club include sexual assault." Can he confirm if the allegations made back in 2019 were of sexual assault? And if they were, and they were upheld and apologised, why the police weren't involved, why he wasn't sacked at the time, never mind given another job? Yeah.